Um, the parts that I used was this heater core. I got from AutoZone. I'll put the link in there. And then when I got my dash, I found out that I needed a shift indicator bracket. I'll try to put one in there. Might as well just replace it. And then you might be able to get some new retaining clips. Which size you're gonna need is the 5/8. At my local auto parts, had about two packages because they only had one each, the 5/8 and the 3/4. I only needed two 5/8. I probably could have gotten by with the old clips, but seeing how hard it was to get in there, I just went ahead and replaced them. These are the old clips. They feel pretty good, but you never know. And I just put two new O-rings on there. I had two extra ones, but two O-rings on each end of the heater core, the inlet and the outlet. So essentially, you might not need the shift indicator bracket, but I did. About 4 rubber O-rings and 2 brackets if you want them new. Really and truly the O-rings though, for sure. Thank you. All right, well, I plan on keeping these. Probably cut them right here and right here. That way, if something were to happen to the heater core, at least I can get like a hose, connect these two, and bypass the heater core, because I'll have these old clips to connect to. I just need another O-ring for there, but this is the receipt for what I bought. Those O-rings were size 114 from O'Reilly's, 3-year limited time warranty. And then the clip, I bought one clip from there and one from AutoZone. I didn't realize there were 2 different sizes inside this box when I bought it, but I would prefer, if I could do it over, I'd probably get them both from O'Reilly's, because they're a limited lifetime warranty, and AutoZone doesn't show that on the receipt. And they were also $1 cheaper at O'Reilly's compared to AutoZone, which I was surprised. Usually, I find cheaper stuff at AutoZone, but thank you. When starting this job, I would suggest you gotta unplug, disconnect the battery, but I'll probably mention that again later, because I didn't do that at first. And pull your seats all the way back. If they're electric seats, mine are, pull them back first, because you're gonna need the extra room. Pull your seats all the way back and leave your hood latch open, because you're gonna have to leave your hood open. You don't have to leave it all the way up. Just don't slam it closed, because you're gonna have to disconnect your hood. Thank you. All right, I got a 2002 F150 Lariat, and I'm gonna take out the heater core. I'm gonna pop these little tabs out with a little screwdriver and take out this and this trim. I'm leaking. I have no heat, but I'm also leaking fluid. I don't know if that's a real good picture, but I'm leaking in there. Alrighty. I got these out. There were size 7 fasteners inside. Pulled this off with my nail, really. Didn't need a screwdriver in. They're not really in there like that. And this little piece of trim just kind of popped off. Popped it off. Got this little weather stripping loosened. Because I don't know. I'm assuming this is going to be in the way. We'll see what happens. Alright, I removed the battery. Well, I just disconnected the negative. Because this airbag is going to come out. I'm assuming this just pops out. I don't know, see how this goes. I think this just pops out. Yeah. And then we got some little clips in here that'll pop out too. Let me pop this out and we'll get back to it. Alrighty. So I popped these off. They're little gold ones that go in the back. They're a size 7. What made it easier was I don't have a deep socket, but I got a short one and I had to get an extension. These two right here are also a 7. Pulled them out. These are what the little tabs look like when I pulled them out. These were pretty hard to get off, I'm not gonna lie. You almost feel like you're gonna break them. I had to get a real thin screwdriver to get in there. Same with taking this clip. There's a clip that attaches to this, and you see that big old spike. This clip goes over that, and that was hard to get into, so this also came in handy. Just a real thin flathead screwdriver. So when you pull this off, make sure not to yank it out because that clip's attached to it. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned, but these are also a 7. It seems like these are lucky number 7s. And then I actually didn't record it. I was cleaning my truck and you got to take this trim off. I already took it all off. You know, all this trim has already been taken out. There's a little bit of trim. That comes out of here. Same on that side. Just pull that off. All of this was just pulled off. They're just little clips, little metal clips that hold them. And I'm gonna disconnect this harness. This has to be disconnected because it's attached to the dash, and when you pull the dash out, it's gonna come out with it. So this is the way it's connected. 2 ground wires here at the bottom. They look like that. This clip was in that clip right here, and their clip right there. Disconnect that clip right there. That clip. This one, and then there's one little one right back there. Oh, and then you got a black one right there. Two in the back, 3 in the front, and then 1 up top. And then the 2 ground wires. All right. This little bitty screwdriver helped a lot getting these clips. All of them are pretty simple, and this one I didn't realize it clips. See, it clips in the middle. I was out here trying to unclip it wrong, but I had to get this little screwdriver. It was, see the way it's clipped? Right here in the middle. I was trying to come from the outside, but you can't. You see, the plastic's covered. I was trying to come at an angle and lift up the clip from the outside, but you have to come on the inside and lift it up to unclip this one. And then this one was just hard to get to. My hands are kind of big. But same with this one. I had to unclip it from the outside. This one I could unclip it from the outside. But I got them unclipped. And then these tabs, push them in to lower this. This is here because I had to replace my blend door. I might have to put some new tape in there. That's what that is. But there's these gold screws that got to come out. There's another one right there. I'll take them out. Oh, and I forgot this ground wire, that fastener, was a size 8. That one was different. These are what those screws in there look like. I got these 2. You don't have to take this out unless you need the room, but I got those 2 screws out, and then you go up on top, and right there's another one. So I'm gonna take this out, and this should come out. Okay, I got those screws out. The one that was right there. They were all three holding the airbag. They were all 3 and 8. What really helps out is having that little bitty screwdriver, flathead, deep sockets, and an extension. And I use this little bitty tool to undo those clips. When you're pulling it out, there's this little bitty plastic guard that catches onto this. So you may have to raise up just a little bit at an angle so this metal guard can slip over this. And then for that, you unclip this. And there's the clip. I'm gonna put this to the side. Alrighty. All this is disconnected. I'm gonna unhook this clip. I'm not disconnecting the antenna. I'm gonna leave it here. But I'm just gonna unhook this clip and take out those 2 screws right here and right over there. All right, I got those 2 bolts. The one that goes in there and the one that goes in there. These were a 7. And I got that unclipped. Not right here. Yeah, right here. There it is. And I use this tool again. I'm taking these screws out. I just haven't done it yet, but there's 7. And then there's that gold screw, and then there's another gold screw under this. It's in there. I think you can barely see it. Oh, there. See it. So I'm gonna pull those 2 screws out, and they look like they are an 8. No, they're not. These will be a 7. Let me pull them out. All right, so this one that went right there, and the one that goes in there, I actually dropped that one. Be careful. It's a tight fit. I'm having a hard time with my hands are kind of big, and I am having a hard time. But it's coming along. On to the next thing. Oh, and I forgot the one that goes under here. I had to use an 8mm wrench and a short socket just to get this one out, and bend this little piece up just a bit, and then you can just bend it back down. But this one under here is an 8. This one is a 7. That one's a 7. It's an 8. 8, 7. All right. We're gonna remove some latches. this just pops out. I believe there we go. Just putting the key in and changing the gear shifter takes that out. So now that that is out the way, remove this bolt. There's one right here, one under the, one underneath that one. Same with the hood. That one. And then this one up in the front. Right there. Then you got one down there. One right here. And one up here. So there, there, under, there, under, there, and there. There was actually another one right there on top of the one on the switch. On top of this gray one, there was actually another black one right there. But all the ones around are all the 7. You actually need to take these two off too right here. Let's see if I can focus. There it goes. This one and this one. And those are 8s. They need to come out. Alright, I need to take out 4 bolts. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. They're attached to this metal brace. They're size 13. Size 13. And then these 3 clips, 1, 2, and 3. Unclip these and unscrew this right here. Right here, unscrew that. That, I don't know what size that is, but I'll check here in a minute and I'll let you know. And then you got this little red string. Just unlatch it. Because when we drop the steering column, it's going to break this stuff, and you don't want to break this stuff. So I took these off. There's 4 of them, size 13, that were holding this up. The screw that belongs to this is actually a 5.5, so make sure you have that on hand. And then I went ahead and unclipped them and took them off of this. So now they're separated, so when I drop this, just in case it won't hurt anything, actually use this doohickey again. Been coming in handy. Alright. There's this bar right here. Let's see. This bar right here. Oh, sorry guys. It's that bar right there. If you follow that, you'll feel there's a head at the end of it that's behind this column right here. Just get your screwdriver and pluck it off, and you're gonna have to disengage it right here also. Right there. So, oh, there it is. Focus better. Okay, so there's a little bitty square hole right next to it. If you feel behind it, you'll feel like a plastic pin that goes in there. Just get you a screwdriver. Can't see it on camera, but just get you a screwdriver. And I was able to fit this behind this. Lift up that pin, that plastic pin, and push that rod out. Oh, it's gonna be a pain putting all this back together. Now I'm taking off 4 nuts. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one is right there, that are holding the steering column. It's a size 13 socket, deep socket. Let me get that off real quick. So I got the steering column down, and I'm about to remove that one screw in the back. And these nuts all look the same. We gotta find one more. Supposed to have total 8 somewhere in here, but see what's next. So I took this one out. This one is a 7, and then I'm gonna take this one out. I got these out. I went ahead and took these out. Take this one out. And I'm gonna get this gold one right here. That one looks to be like a 7 as well. All of these I believe are 7. And yes, they are. And then we'll see what happens. And then there's one down here as well. That's another 7. It's right here in the center, right there. And then let me do that real quick. All right. I'm gonna start by taking Okay, well, we're on the passenger side. And I'm going to take off this one. This is 13 nut. And I'm going to go down over here in the middle console. I use this tool to take this little plastic clip off that was right here. And then I'm going to go under, and I might have to take both of these screws off, but I'm going to try this bigger one first. And if it doesn't come loose, I'm going to take this one off too. This is the 10, and this one's a 7. Alright, let me do that real quick, and I'll let y'all know what I do next. Okay, there was a 7 right here, in this spot right here, that was holding me back. You have to take that out too. So far, so good. I'm gonna have a lot of screws to put back. Down there, I only had to take off that 10. I left the 7. Alright, this one I actually forgot to mention that I took this off too. I don't know if it helped, but it felt like it did. That's a size 13. This is the progress I've gotten so far. I had to move some more, make some more slack. I unclipped this one that belonged here. Now this one belonged here. Yeah, this one belonged here. This one belonged here. That one belonged right down there. And got all these screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got all the way around. And then they'll stick it up back there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. I had made this hole. Yours probably won't have a hole. I made this hole in the past for replacing the blend door. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I believe, if I counted that right. Well, either way, you gotta, and then once you get all these screws out, you just gotta play with it to pull it out. Wiggle it here, wiggle it there. It's gonna be a pain to put it. You can feel like it's gonna be a pain to put it all back. Same with this. This was right in front of the heater core, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a pain too. It was laying like this, and I feel like it's gonna be a pain to put it in there too. I had to wiggle it in, wiggle it out. And I'm gonna cut those cut them right there and then pull them out on the other side and try to use some bolt cutters. See what happens. Okay, I got it out. I actually used the Sawzall and a metal blade, and I cut these metal hoses connecting the heater core. As you can see, that's what they look like. And then I'm gonna take these clips off. Be careful. And use these to connect to the new heater core. And this new one, you can actually twist. I didn't do it on camera, but you can actually twist to angle them into the right positions in these holes. And putting this blend door back on was pretty simple. Hopefully after everything is done, I'm able to get some heat in here, because man, it is some cold winters with no heat. And to cover up that hole, I don't think I'll have an issue with the blend door for a while, or at least the rest of this lifespan of this truck. So I just got some, it was like some bubble insulation that was like foil with bubble wrap. I don't know, it cost like 20 bucks for a roll at Home Depot. And I just put some zip tape around. Better insulate it, because the tape that I had on it just kept getting weaker. And at least with this, I shouldn't have any issues. And I'm gonna connect this, place this back up there, and start screwing it back down. I apologize, I did this out of order. So before I could take this cover off, I had to take this off. This is a 7. This is a little 7 gold screw. It goes right there. Pull this off. And I was able to get this out because that was in the way. But also, this hose attaches to it. Like, I believe this goes right here, and then the hose part clicks in the back here. So what I'm gonna do is slide this in at an angle and try to get it in there. I'm gonna do this off camera because I can't get. I'll be right back. All right. So be sure to remember, put this little vent back in there. I put the dash on and realized, dang, I forgot to put that back on. So put that back in place and put that little gold screw back on. And be sure to connect those cables that you hooked with those clips. Connected those back on. And I believe I'm gonna put the dash back up and start putting everything back together. And hopefully that zip tape stuff works. Alright, this is what it's looking like. I got my screws in the floor mat, the old heater core. And what I'm gonna put now is this screw goes in this hole. Then I got the 7 that goes right here. 7 goes there. Then I'm gonna the 10 that goes in this spot. Down here. Let me get that. I'm gonna need both hands. Okay, I put this 13 that goes right here. Get that back in place. This is an inverter. I have this in here just in case I need to charge stuff or plug in, just for plugs and stuff. You know, small hand tools and whatnot. Try to put a heater on here, but couldn't get a heater to work on this one. Then I got a more expensive one and it still didn't work. So I gave up and forced myself to put a heater core in. And this one is a 7 that goes in here. Let me put this in real quick and we'll get back to it. I'm trying to backtrack as much as I can. I don't know if there's really any particular order that you need to go in. I'm just replaying what I've already done and trying to go in that order as best as I can for y'all. So bear with me if it's out of order. So got some screws. I'm gonna put them in here, here. This one I saw that it was gold. That one is a gold screw. And see what we got after that. All right. So I got 1, 2, the one back there, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then the 7 right there, and then the 13 that was holding that end of the dash. Already in place. Well, we'll see. Let me see what we gotta put back on next. All right, so I lifted up the steering column. Put the size 13 bolts into their holes. Be careful on lifting it because you don't want to tear a wire or damage anything. But y'all remember that rod in the back that we had to disengage? Well, now it's time to put it back in. Let's see if I can get it at least visible. A lot of this is going to be done by feel, some by a little bit by sight. There's the tip of the, this is the rod. Can't see it on camera really. Can't see it on camera really, but those are the 4 bolts that go into that hold the steering column up. But there's that pull pipe. You see it? There's the head. I'm gonna have to flip it around because the ball was on the back. See that? That ball right there. Oh, yeah. Look. That's what we gotta attach. That's a good view. Yeah, you see I gotta flip it around. And then here's this little pin thing that goes in this square. Right there. So let's try to get this in. Oh, never mind, you ain't gotta flip it around. It's cut on both sides, so I'm gonna try to get this plate in first. I'm gonna need both hands. All right. So the next thing I did was put this. I actually got a new little part to replace that because it was broke. I'll give you a picture of what it was. I'll show y'all what it was. Put that in and put these clips in. Clip them back in their spot. Connected them first and clipped them back into their spots. And then I put this bar back in. 4 nuts. Well, it's right here behind those clips. But looks like it's good. And this is what I grabbed. Part 83244. shift indicator bracket. Alright, I'm gonna put this back together. I got these little gold screws that go back there and the little clips for them. 7. And there's these 2 that are also a 7. No, not these 2. These 2. Sorry, these 2 that are also 7, and then I can connect this back together so I can put this plate, this cover back on. And then while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and just start connecting this harness back together. And don't forget to put that back on. And I'll do that real quick. Okay, I put these screws in. That's a 7. That's a 7. 7, 7. This one right here, and this gold one right here, that's a 7. This one goes into that spot down there, and this is an 8. And then after that, I believe just connect this and this. Connect this cover, and that'll be in place. I'll be right back. After, well, seeing how I put the airbag in, I just laid it in there. I haven't put it in yet, but you'll see where you got to put these screws. And it turns out there's one up top that I forgot about. I had to lift that cover back off. And then the 2. I don't know if you can see the holes. There's one hole. And this is the second hole. So the one up top, right in there. And then the 2 in the bottom. And remember, it's these 8s right here. And put them in real quick, and almost done. Okay, there's that one, and then there's one under each of them that are the same type. 7, and they're gray. And I put one here, and then there was one behind this and behind here. I already put this cover back on. And alright, did everything with no extra screws. Got to be careful with putting them in the dash because I dropped one. But luckily it just be careful. We go and connect the heater hoses to the heater core. Alright, to pull these out, squeeze on here, or you could use a screwdriver. I found it easier to push it in and then squeeze. Use both hands, but I got it kind of loose now. And let's see, squeeze both sides and push out with the clip. And then when you push them out, you'll see you got O-rings. Don't forget to They might get stuck inside the hose, but make sure you get these O-rings. You don't want to lose them. I'm gonna go see if I can replace them. I'll put the link in here if I can replace these clips and O-rings. Alright. Till next time, I'm just gonna put some new clips on those new hoses. Should be a lot easier now. And then just squeeze on those clips. And till next time.